Hello, hello, my lovely gems, and welcome to Soulsake Tarot. My name is Christina, and I'm going to be doing your general read for the upcoming week of January. I hope that y'all are doing well. Let's see what we can get. I feel like you guys were working on yourselves, just kind of like coming into an understanding of like why it is that, this life that you were petitioning for wasn't viable, wasn't a viable option for you. Okay, we have the fault line in the box, the self, and the river, the gem, and the vessel. And I just kind of want to say, this is just like a continuation. I mean, what was it? I guess the last reads that I did were January reads. So this is part one. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So we have the box that I want to start out with, because it's just that idea of, you keep finding yourself in the same scenario over and over and over again. And every time you find yourself, trapped in a little bit smaller of a situation, it's like you get out of one only to get into another that somehow leaves you feeling more confined than you had felt previously. And then you get out of that only to find yourself again in something that, again is you can't move. And so I feel like in the upcoming week, you're really starting to break out of that, because we have the self card here with the fault line. And I feel like there's just this idea of really coming into an understanding of you, and your cycles even, I want to say, what it is that keeps trapping you in these boxes, what it is that keeps, was it your vice? What are your vices, and how do they prohibit you from really expanding? And I think you're just, you're really understanding that. And breaking away from what it is that's been keeping you held captive. And then we have the river and the gem and the vessel. And honestly, gems, I feel like you're seeing someone pass you by, or an opportunity pass you by. The river is the idea that you're seeing the reflection of somebody, leave you behind. Or it can also be, like a card of baptism, which is, in a way, I think kind of plays into the idea of everything that you're going through as well. It's this idea of being reborn, of coming into yourself, of breaking out of cycles and, vices, away from vices that are holding you captive. And I want to say discovering your own value, the gems, the gem for my gems. But it's also that idea of oftentimes you don't really attain your value until you have undergone, some very real pressure. In gems, I feel like you guys have been undergoing pressure. I think a lot of it's been self-induced, because you've had this idea in your head that you're holding out for something, and and you're not getting what you want, like you keep trying and you keep failing, you keep getting, trapped further and further and further down in the box. And while you've been, in those smaller containers, you've been under pressure. But this pressure has really kind of, brought, that's not a word, has brought you to, this place of illumination. And, I think that you're wanting to move forward with this person who you've had in your read. I kind of get the idea that they're the ones that are leaving you behind, or you're seeing them, just kind of like move on without you. I don't even think it's a mentality of leaving you behind. I think they're just, like they're doing life, like they're doing what they need to do to move forward and progress in a way that they are comfortable with. And, I don't think that was anything that you were comfortable with. And even though you wanted to be with them, you didn't fit their life. You didn't fit their vision. You didn't fit their, and they cared about you, or they loved you, but the Page of Pentacles, I think it's just kind of that idea of like they couldn't sit around and wait for you to get your shit together. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things where they're like, okay, well, I'm trying to get my shit together, and I'm trying to do what I want to do, or I'm trying to, create this life and this lifestyle, and I can't do that with you because you're not of the same mentality as me. And so they're kind of moving forward. And you have the Devil, the Strength card, and the Three of Wands. I feel like you guys are trying really hard not to be manipulative and controlling. You're like, okay, I'm not going to be manipulative and controlling, because I feel like you guys have had that come out in some of your reads where it's just like that, like you're self-destruct, my gems, God bless you, but you have this self-destruct button where you just like, you're like, and you're done. And you will like destroy everything in your path. And typically through, some form of manipulation, because you're going to try and pull at the strings of people. You're good at reading people. You're good at, going into the room, very charismatic people. So you come in, you do the thing, you discover where people's weaknesses are, and then you pull the strings after you've gotten your hooks into them. It's just kind of like this cyclical behavior that you guys have. And then when you're done, you self-destruct onto the next. And I feel like you guys are trying to overcome that habit, like you're like, and I think you're wanting to go on a trip. You have the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Which is a new beginning. But like I kind of want to say a new beginning that is very lucrative for you and very full of community. It's kind of like a new beginning that's already like locked and loaded, I want to say. Some of my gems, you guys could be traveling for work. Like maybe you're going someplace remote for a stint for work. That could be a thing for my gems. And you're just moving into this new realm of abundance. I mean, the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. I mean, the Ten of Wands in this deck is just, like this fullness of community and camaraderie and, I mean, like and friendship and, I mean, it's just kind of this idea of a whole new world, a whole new environment, but like something that's a trip. It doesn't seem like it's a permanent move. It just seems like I mean, it could be, gems, that you guys are going, to work remotely somewhere for a little bit. If not, maybe you're starting a new job, and, before you go, you're going to take a little trip. I don't know, take it how it resonates. But it seems like you guys are moving toward a whole new beginning of finance and community. The Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands fell out on the fault line. And I really feel like it's just kind of this idea of like you're exhausted with feeling under attack. Like it's like the foundation that you had previously been founded on is just crumbling beneath you. You've gotten all of the no's and all of the just, I want to say, snide remarks and people just being frustrated with you and feeling like you can't do anything right for anybody, and you're just kind of like, I don't think you feel defeated, because I think that through all of this, you have the Self and the Seven of Wands, and I feel like through all of this, you're feeling, almost empowered by this ending. It's actually allowing for you to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel and recognize your own value and your own worth. See what else we can get here for my gems. I'm popped right out. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, because you're tired of feeling left out in the cold. I think you don't want to feel like you're being left behind. You're tired of daydreaming about what it is that you actually want. Because what you actually want, I think, is leaving you behind. And I mean, the Ten of Swords in this deck is like hella aggressive, Morgaine, like coming in with like the fierceness of all of the rage, of I want to say, of just like being tired of this lack that you've experienced, and wanting to break your way out of the box, break your way out of the fault line, break your, like fight against those who are making you feel, rendering you, attacked. Because you're trying to move forward, and find a new beginning. Let's see if we can get one more for my gems from the Arctic. The One. I don't think you guys have given up on this person yet. Because I think that you want to be with this person, and you are wanting to overcome your vices, overcome your bad habits. I feel like you're trying to gain control over yourself. I feel like the devil in this instance is almost like you versus you. Like you're the one who's in control of pulling the strings of your life in the direction that you want it to go. And it's almost like you have to master your own will. like mastery of self. But it seems like you do that, and you do it with great abundance. You find this new beginning that's very lucrative, that brings you into community, in a big way. And I think allows you to really embody, like the value that you hold. And and at some point in time, you're going to be going on a trip. I don't know if you're going to be going on a trip for work, for some of my gems, or, if it's just for pleasure. But it seems like you guys this upcoming week are really just making some big transitions, and cutting ties with things that are holding you back so that you can move forward with, I want to say with this person before they're gone altogether. Okay, so there you have it, gems. Seems like an intense week, I'll say. Very intense. But, not all in all bad. Just like a little bit of battling that you might have to do, and cutting ties and breaking loose. But like that, once you do that, you're really going to find the strength to push forward toward what it is that you are actually wanting and seeking in life, which is fantastic. So I hope this resonates with y'all, and you have a fantastic week. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.